So this is the Eurohike Air 400. I thought I'd just give you a bit of a walk around and a demo. So I'm going to show you the tent, I'm going to show you the pumps and how they work, and I'm just going to show you a couple of little tricks that I thought would be easier next time round. So this is the first time I've put the tent up. So from box to as it is now has taken about 20 minutes, and admittedly half of that time was spent figuring out the pump and the valve and how they work. But generally speaking, now that I've done it, it's really simple. And you know, I'm certainly no avid camper. This is the first air tent that I've had, and I haven't really bought a tent or used a tent in the last 7 or 8 years. So I think from 0 to 20 minutes it's kind of testament to how user friendly that is, or the tent is. So don't be put off by something new or the pump. It is quite simple, and it's also remarkably steady as well. Now obviously, well, as you can see, I don't have any tensioners on here. Well, I tell a lie, I've got one, but I can imagine when all the tensioners are on, I'd imagine it's pretty rock solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the inside. Where's the door? It's here. So first things first, you've obviously got a little lip here. These can come undone, so it can be flush to the ground. And this is obviously a door which is just rolled up and held on by these two pegs here, or hooks here, and it's a zip door with Velcro on as well, just to seal it even further when it's fully down. Stepping into the tent, to my left you've got another door, so this here is another door, and there's a mesh film on here as well, so you can have the door open with the mesh down to stop any flies coming in, which I think is really useful. And you've got two windows to the left and to the right. Again, these just very simply hook on here and attach, and they obviously go all the way down to the ground and disconnect completely. And you've got some mesh here for presumably some air ventilation. Moving on to the other side, what I will say actually, and this might be obvious, but it wasn't obvious to me, was the inner is actually already pre-attached. So that immediately saves you a ton of time, and it can be taken down like that as well. So when you put the air tent up, the inner and the sleeping arrangement's already attached to the outer tent, so you don't have to figure that out. That's already done. Here you've obviously got some storage compartments, and it's a 2-bed 4-man. So for me, this is just going to be used for me and my girlfriend. We wanted more room rather than trying to squeeze into a smaller tent. We just thought we'd go for a 4-man. So here's going to be our sleeping arrangement. Get a double camping bed in there, and not sure what this is going to be yet. Maybe for her walk-in wardrobe, which I'm sure she'll find use for. Alternatively, I suppose what you could do is this divider here does disconnect, so it disconnects in a similar format to how the door did, and you can obviously just roll that up and have it as one if you wish to do so. So I think what I will say is I'm 5'9", 5'10", and if I just stretch my arm up here, there's ample room. So if you're 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", 4 even, I don't know, I think this is definitely big enough for you to stand and not sort of be crouching down, which I think would be get a bit tiring after a while. So this is the tent. First impressions are very good. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut the video, and I'm just going to go and show you how the air pumps work and show you the little tricks that I've seen to try and, you know, save you some time at the site. So I'll do that now. So just before I show you the pump and how that works, what I'm going to do is just show you where the valves are. So you've got 3 valves. You've got 1 valve here, and you've got 1 valve there, and you've got a 3rd one there. So it's 1 valve per beam. And what you'll find is they're located under the plastic flaps here. And when mine came out of the box, these protective plastic covers, these twist and turn covers, were off like that, and that just exposes the valve. So it's some protection, so you can't accidentally release the air. If you did want to release the air for whatever reason, it's just a case of pushing that slightly, and that comes down like that. So this is the pump arrangement here. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the pump itself. You're going to get a pressure gauge, which is going to be likely to be sellotaped on here. Mine certainly was. And you're going to get the pipe as well. So on the top you've got deflate and inflate. Obviously we're looking to inflate it now because I've just released some pressure out of the tent to show you how it works. So the way it connects to the pump, or the way the pressure gauge connects to the pump, is it's with the plastic nibs here, and it's just a push and twist. So a bit difficult one-handed, so bear with me. So plastic nib goes in there. Like that. I can't really show you. Hang on. Get the foot on the job. Plastic nib goes in there, and it's just a case of push and twist into place. Literally doesn't get any more simple than that. And the way the hose connects to the pump is exactly the same. So you've got one here, that plastic nib goes in here and pushes in, take my word for it, one hand, pushes in and twists. And then you've got this here, which connects to the valve on the tent. So what I will say is on the instructions, they recommend between 4 and 7 psi, with a maximum being 7 and the optimum being about 4.5. So hopefully I can do this one-handed. Excuse the shoddy camera work. Bear with me, it's popped off. So again, that just goes in there and locks into place. And then this just connects into the valve of the tent and just locks like that. So actually, before I show that, what you need to do, because this is the mistake that I made at the beginning, what you need to do is make sure that the valve is pushed out. So the way you do that is you can push it one to come in, push it again to come out. And when you're inflating the tent, you need to make sure it's out. Otherwise, when you remove the valve, when you remove the hose, it's going to let the air out. So let me try and attach this one-handed. So it's a case of simple push and twist, and then it's in. And then obviously we're looking at between 4 and 7, ideally 4.5 to 5, I think is what they said. So quite simple. As you can see, it's going up. And we're at 3 psi now, and it's gone up. So just continue to 4.5, like that. So the air's inflated the tent, and it's just a case of twist, and it self-seals. And then obviously you can put the protective cap on as well. So if that white valve would have been pressed in, the air would have just escaped. And that's the mistake that I made at the first time I did it, and why it took a little bit longer than it will next time. So that's it. Really simple, really good piece of kit. Pump works fine, and I highly recommend it. And actually, just before I end the video, one thing I will say, now that it's up, is that when you've obviously got to make sure that your corners are aligned. So this one and this one should be aligned, and there should be a 90-degree angle between that one and that one. So here should be a 90-degree angle. Now for mine, because it's the first time I've put it up, it's off slightly. So what I did, when it was all a bit of a, when it was all scrunched together, rolling out, I got the corners mixed up. So if you look at this one, it's slightly in compared to this one. So I thought that I needed to align that one with that one. Whereas in reality, I need to align that one and that one. And this one and that one to get my square corners. So what I'm going to do now, actually thinking about it, is just so that I don't make the same mistake twice, because when you get to the campsite and there's kids running up and down, or it's really busy, or you've arrived late, or it's chucking it down, the last thing you want to be doing is just trying to figure out which is which. You just want to be able to go to it and put it up as soon as possible and get it pitched. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a red or a black tie wrap through here, through that one, and each four corners, so that I know that the ones with the red tie wraps, they are the true ones to use, so I don't make that mistake twice. And then obviously you can go around and alter it afterwards. But yeah, I mean, I hope you found that useful. I'm impressed with it. Like I say, I've not had a weekend away with it yet. Plan on doing very soon. But yeah, I mean, first impressions are excellent. Highly recommend it. If I can do it, trust me, you can probably definitely do it. So I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful.